Hello again to all the people that's been to my channel and all the new people that's here to my channel. I mainly do videos about chess, some video games, and some variety of topics. I mean, I have a lot of hobbies and a lot of different things. So anyway, today I want to talk about my wrench collection. This is not a review of wrenches. It's just more or less just like I'm more of a tool addict, quote unquote, and I like to buy tools, and I do buy them for different reasons, and I'll get to that when I get to certain wrenches. I'll tell you certain things about them. So I'm not necessarily trying to promote any brand here, saying what brand you should or shouldn't buy, but I have some criteria for you, and I'll tell you in a few minutes of what you should go by to buy a Ratchet. So first up on my list here is these two power torque ratchets that I got from O'Reilly's Auto Parts. This is a mini ratchet here. I don't know what you call it, a micro ratchet, but I like that you can take this off, end off here. I think I showed this in my other videos, but you can take this off, and you got a 3/8 in here, 3/8 anvil here, 72. Yeah, this has 72 teeth, so that's a big deal. So first of all, I can go ahead and tell you that's one of the criteria. I would say if you're going to buy a ratchet, no matter what brand you get, try to get at least 72 teeth on your ratchet, because you don't have to have much angle and be getting a tight spot with it, and it's just more pleasant to the hand. So that's not to say if you got a 60 tooth or even a 52. I got a 52 tooth ratchet here. They're okay, but they're not as good as a 72 tooth ratchet. This is a miniature ratchet, and it's great. I love it. Power Torques, O'Reilly's Auto part number GM 6135. All right. Next up, now I don't know if I ever have a practical use for this thing here, but it is a micro ratchet, and I know if you can see that right there. That part number is, let's see if we can zoom that in. That is part number GM 3828, I believe. So small I barely can see it. But you can take this anvil out. You can put a screwdriver in here, and sorry about that. You can even take this screwdriver out and put other pieces in here as well. So this type of ratchet could appeal to people who more maybe work on smaller things like electronic cars and a gas powered aircraft, anything like that. Small miniature remote control versions rather. So anyway, this is more of a novelty for me. It sits on my desk and I kind of play with it, and I like it. And maybe I may get to use it one day. Now I kind of bought these two Titan ratchets because I just thought they was cool. These are what they call micro ratchets, 3.5 inches long. They have 60 teeth, and you get one with a 1/4 inch anvil on it. I don't know how many teeth these have, but I'm assuming they have probably, oh, by the way, this one here has 43 teeth, this little guy here. And I wouldn't expect it to have a lot, being that that head is so small. This one here has 60 teeth, and I thought that was pretty awesome for something this small to have 60 teeth. And now one thing I can tell you right away, why I could possibly actually use these, is that these things really feel hefty. They got a lot of heft to them, and they're offset, meaning that you can, and they even got an indenture here for your finger where you can actually get your hand under it and actually grab it and turn it. So great set. If you're gonna get any one of these very small ratchets I'd get these Titans, because they just feel like they could hold up to a fair amount of torque for the size, and the offset where you can actually get your hand under and use it. Now this thing here is not a ratchet, but I would say this is a really cool thing to have. It's a T-handle, socket driver, 1/4 inch. You can turn it like this. So this is really good for like changing spark plugs. Maybe if you work on small engines, motorcycles, anything like that. Not too much to be said about this. Just a pretty decent tool. Again, I'm not gonna say it's a must have, but it's okay. Now these here are 2 Stanley wrenches that I got inside of a kit. they are okay. These are what you call acceptable wrenches. And I'll tell you why I say they're just acceptable. These only have 52 teeth. So to me, they're not that great for working on cars. They maybe be good if you're going to be working on stuff inside the house, like putting together furniture or something like that. But, and another downside, this is why I have this here, this measure, that this only has about 6.5 inches from the center of the anvil to the end of the handle for torque. So this is kind of hard to really get a nice grip on, to really get us some leverage and get some torque with. So, I mean, for a serious DIY, they should probably get a better ratchet. But if you just need a kit and need a decent ratchet for around the house, these are not bad. Stanley, their part number is 89818. And this is also a 52 tooth ratchet, part number 89-817. And what's funny is they do sell rebuild kits for these. I don't know if they're officially from Stanley, but I've seen them online. Now, this is a good ratchet set. So let's pull both of these gear wrenches out. These are made by Gear Wrench. Very nice ratchets. These have 84 teeth in them. And I have a link to all these in the description if you want more info, and just try to keep the video as short as possible. But first of all, let's take a look at this. The 1/4 inch 82 tooth is almost as long as Stanley's 3/8 socket wrench right here, right? So you can get a significant amount of leverage with this 1/4 inch guy here. And it is rebuildable. I mean, you can even take this out if you was that kind of person that wanted to service it yourself or rebuild it. And the flex head on it really gives you a little angle if you need to get into a tight spot with it. So, again, that's going to get to my second criteria, is that when I talk about this wrench here overall, get the tape measure out, from center of the anvil to the end of the handle is about, let's just say roughly about 10 3/4 inches. So you got a significant amount of more handle here to get more torque, you know, to see how much different that is. This is a 3/8, this is a 3/8, but look how much longer this one is. You don't really necessarily need a wrench this long, which is not that long if you hold it in your hand. But my recommendation to you is whatever feels good in your hand, but make sure that it's at least 9 inches long and has 72 teeth. And more than likely, you're going to get a decent ratchet. And I say, you don't spend a little money in your ratchet. You don't have to buy like $100 ratchet. You don't have to necessarily buy a $15 ratchet. Though Pittsburgh, Harbor Freight ratchets are pretty good. But you spend $25 into a ratchet, maybe $30 into a ratchet, you can get a really good ratchet. And all of these have lifetime warranties. So I'd highly recommend at least 9 inches. It has 72 teeth. If you want a flex head, I mean, that's even better, and that's just an extra feature. Now this I'm excited about, and again, not because it's icon per se. I'm not trying to say it's better than anything else. I'm just saying because I just bought it yesterday. And not only for that reason, because it's a swivel head, and I did not know how good a swivel head was until I watched some YouTube videos on it day before yesterday, and that's what convinced me to buy not this brand, but a swivel head ratchet. I'm just a person, I like to buy all kinds of different brands. And so I just chose to buy an Icon, 20% off coupon from Harbor Freight. And again, they seem, from what I can tell, they're at least decent ratchets, if not great ratchets. So first of all, this thing comes with a cloth to keep it clean. I like to keep my tools clean, as you can tell. Comes with a case to keep it in, so if you want to put this whole plastic piece inside your toolbox. And man, just look at that. I mean, that's nice. And the reason why I say that's nice, look at the length on that. This is a 1/4 inch ratchet. This is a 1/4 inch ratchet. Look at the length difference on that. And look at it. And look at the length difference in this one, which is not, it's about the same. It's a little bit, this one's a little bit longer, but that grip, this one feels better in my hand because you feel like you can actually grab it more because it's a little bit bigger and a comfort grip. But I believe I like both ratchets about the same. But anyway, this is 90 teeth. Very good, meaning that it's gonna bite that a tooth about every turn really well. It's not gonna have a whole lot of back movement on it. The anvil is decently stable, and I mean, it does. I gotta say, it does have a really good feel in your hand in terms of just, it's not too big and not too small. This kind of feels like it's kind of too small, but not really. Just saying. And the swivel head, the advantage is that when you swivel the head out like this, you can put it to a fastener, and you can still put that get that same leverage without, perhaps, say for example, if you had this flex head, you put in that leverage, you could accidentally, flex it a little bit. They do have locking flex head ratchets, and again, those are really good. I mean, I only hear good things about locking flex head ratchets. So again, like I said, I'm just giving an overview here. I'm not going to try to do a review. I'm just telling you how they are to me, how they feel in my hand, and why I like them. I have not used it yet, obviously. I just bought it. And I'm also excited about this Milwaukee here, because these are the 2 latest additions to my stash. Let me put this back. And very, very nice to have. Again, probably it's a little bit overkill for most people if you're just trying to work around the house. But if you're a tool enthusiast like I am, and if you are a serious DIYer, meaning that, for example, not a person that's going to be working on a car every single day like a auto mechanic, but somebody who really is a person who's going to do some serious car repair if your car breaks down. Like, for example, I'm willing to fix a head on my car if I need to, or for example, in my Buick, I have to take the whole intake manifold off to get to my spark plugs. I'm gonna do that. That's like a $250, $300 job if you took it to the shop. So that's what I mean by serious. Somebody who's really gonna do some serious repairs if it came down to it. So anyway, this is my collection here. I don't have any Pittsburgh ratchets, but however, I'm gonna get some, they got some really funky, specialty ratchets in their stash at Harbor Freight. And again, for me, I love it. It's all fine and well to me, no matter what brand it is. It's just how it feels to you and what the tool, if it gets the job done for you, let it get the job done for you. But again, the criteria that I would say if you want to get a ratchet, the 2 basic criteria is at least 9 inches and have at least 72 teeth, and you can get a ratchet in the $25, $30 range like that. Tecton, Gear Wrench, Icon, which again, they cost maybe about 30, but still 30, 35, but with a coupon. But you can get a really good ratchet for $25 or $30 with those 2 specifications. And if you want to get one of a flex head or swivel head, go right ahead, because that's only going to be an extra benefit to you. But anyway, thanks for checking out my video here on my ratchets. And hopefully when I get my Harbor Freight specialty ratchet stash and maybe a few other brands, I'll post another video. But I'm not going to post a whole lot of tool videos, but from time to time I will, and I'll try to keep them as interesting as possible. Okay, but anyway, thanks a lot for looking.